Hey, Danny and Mike listeners, before we get to the episode today, I wanted to ask a favor. Our new network, the Last Podcast Network, is doing a survey which will in turn improve the content that you hear. It only takes a minute, it's all confidential, and it's just some questions about your listening habits. You can find the link in our description of this very episode.
Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss Queso, wrestling, and Freckles on the Undercarriage. All that and special guest, Kath Barbadoro. Now play the music, Muppet.
One foray into merch, and I made buttons that said "pump to go home" because I had a joke about anytime I leave my apartment I should be wearing a shirt that says "pump to go home," and I think I sold 4 of them.
4 buttons?
4 whole buttons.
You still have some?
I have a lot. I have quite a few.
We would like one.
Yeah, we would.
Okay, I'll bring you guys some.
That would be
We
awesome.
would take those.
All right, well, let's get this started. Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
You touched me.
I know, and I'm drawing you now. And to his right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Welcome.
And our guest for the entire hour, Miss Kath I was going to fuck it up. Barbadoro.
Yeah, you
Kath
did it.
Barbadoro.
You just got to be confident. You just got to go for it.
Say it with some confidence. Let's try it.
Kath Barbadoro! Is that better?
Now you
I mean,
sound
you
That's
like a terrible
lunatic.
That was less
Announcer.
accurate, but more enthusiastic, and therefore,
We need meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
You know.
Good job.
Welcome, Kath. Thanks for being here and
Hey,
hanging
thanks
out
for
in the
having
pods,
me.
dude.
Thanks for being nice about him butchering your name.
Of course,
It
I do.
happens a lot, actually.
I do
So don't-
stand up, and I can't be precious about it because
Right.
no one ever gets it right, but also no one ever cares or remembers,
Gives a
so
shit.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we care here.
Thank you. I
Right.
appreciate that.
Well, they care because they get to make fun of me. That's why they care.
Yeah.
It's ammunition for
it's-
later. It was totally
Later.
ammunition.
I just can sympathize. People sometimes don't know how to say Tamborelli.
yeah, you're a paisan.
Being
being
huh?
Paisan
Italian
as well,
Being
yeah.
Italian myself, I also suffer
We're
in this.
Yeah, but you know,
3
you spell
Jeremy,
his
back
name. You spell his name wrong, and it looks like Morona. And if you spell it right, it still looks like Morona. But other times it looks like moron.
A lot.
Man, 2 redheaded Italians. This is
Half
Yeah,
Irish.
there's Irish.
Half Irish.
The Irish came through pretty heavy.
Wait, and I'm left-handed.
Me too.
what?
Yeah.
Weird.
Wait, is that true? You're both left-handed?
Yeah.
How
You
did I
didn't know
know? I knew you were. I didn't know Mike was.
What? You didn't know I was?
You've never seen him right
oh,
before?
yeah, because at the wedding, you were like don't bump my arm because
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you.
Or
whatever.
like all the comic book conventions you've gone with me
I
to,
know.
where
I should know
make
this.
lists of all the costumes that I see with
But I
my big
don't-
left arm.
remember which hand you're writing with.
Ooh,
Anyway.
what's the best costume you've seen?
This year I think it was Dead Moon, like a Sailor Moon Deadpool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The
Sweet.
Deadpool with a Sailor Moon dress on, but I saw some really good, like,
The
mushy
Deadpool
together.
crossovers are pretty big. There was
Yeah,
one where
ambitious ones.
we saw a guy with who was half Deadpool, half unicorn.
Yes.
And
Okay.
you're
And,
like, eh.
Yeah,
And then I think a
minion- and a
commercial's out
minion
like that
Deadpool.
now.
yeah. The people are inspiring the
That's pretty rad.
the art at this point.
That's how you know it's working.
Yeah.
You
From
know.
the bottom up, you know?
You're a big wrestling enthusiast.
I am. So I love
Oh,
bullshit
wait.
costumes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you dressed up as your fave, or starting early on?
I've never dressed up. I'm actually a relatively recent wrestling fan. So like I was never super into it as a kid, but one of my favorite things about going to shows is just like t-shirt watching, because like it's the custom. You wear your like wrestling t-shirt.
Not only that, you wear
Right.
your oldest wrestling
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Well, it's sad because so there's like a faction now in Japan and in a promotion called Ring of Honor called Bullet Club, and they're so popular that it's like half Bullet Club shirts. And it's like, this is so boring. Everyone here is wearing the same shirt.
Yeah,
I
that's-
want some fun
Yeah.
variety, you know?
Right, like when you go to a vape store and everybody's wearing Affliction.
Boom.
Wow, that's big. That's a big hit on all vape stores everywhere.
And all MMA fighters everywhere.
Wow.
Are you guys,
Wow.
y'all vape? Huh?
No,
Huh?
I'm not doing any of the
I
vaping.
tried. No, I tried to. I tried to rib you about that a little bit when I saw you were when I saw you were
you a
vacation.
vapor?
When I saw you were
person?
vacation vaping.
I was.
I tried to ding you a little bit.
Vacation vapor.
Just having a great time.
It's actually a Chris Gethard spinoff, Vacation
Right.
Vapor.
Vacation Jason is now Vacation Vapor.
I feel like Vacation Jason probably vapes.
Oh, so when you look at him, his
100%.
profile, his profile like this, dead on. They both say vapor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sucks
Absolutely.
a robot dick.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
I vaped for a while because I was trying to quit smoking, and I was just like, it doesn't do it. Doesn't hit the spot.
It doesn't do it for you.
No.
So you still smoking?
I'm smoking less, but I'm still smoking.
Okay.
Hopefully my parents won't listen to this. They probably
won't tell
will,
them.
because they remember when I was a kid and I loved your show. So they're going to be like, this is weird. Yeah. We don't have to talk about it. I know it's not what the podcast is about. I was a big fan.
It comes up. You're allowed to you air your grievances, your accolades, whatever. You want to fluff him up?
No.
I do feel like, and I'm sorry if this is weird, you guys have done a lot for redheads of our generation, because I feel like early crushes for sure on old Pete and Pete, and I feel like I like redheads now because of that.
All right,
some of this.
well,
Give me
that's
some of
good.
this.
That's good. We want to try to give back to the redheads, because it was a time when most of the redheads that were on TV were either like the bully or like just
or like in bed the whole time with an incurable disease.
Yep. Yeah. It's your classic redhead stereotypes.
Yeah, you don't remember. Yeah, you don't remember that, or the like the neighbor from Small Wonder.
No, I don't remember that. I apologize.
well,
I think Small Wonder was slightly before my time.
Small Wonder is before a lot of people's time. Mike's
with the internet,
old.
but with the internet.
But with the
Mike,
but with the internet.
I remember. I don't remember the neighbor though. I remember the Small Wonder, like sleeping in the closet and stuff.
They didn't even have real people. They just had Raggedy Ann and Andy. Were the only redheads I knew about when I was a little kid.
I was saying, speaking of things being a fan of when you were a little kid, I was wondering if Jeremy could take this time out now to pull up Dan's Wrestling Buddies commercial and show it to Kath.
Oh,
I think that's definitely on the agenda
Could
for
you do
post
that?
podcast.
No, you can't do it right now live while we're.
I mean, do you want to burn 2 minutes of podcast time?
It's like 3. It's consider it a fact check. We'll talk amongst ourselves. You cue it up, and then we'll get back.
Wow.
Who's your wrestling friend?
Oh, it's not
Do
a
I
wrestling
need
friend. No
background?
wrestling buddies. Okay, wrestling. Well, back in the
I'm
day,
getting a look.
Back in the day, they had these 2.5 feet
Turner.
dolls.
Oh, okay,
called
yeah.
Wrestling Buddies, and I did a commercial for them, and Mike really wants you to see it. I mean, it's I'm still proud of it. I can look at it and be like,
I was just trying
that
to
was some
think of
good
like
work right there.
I was just trying to think of like something from back then.
Yeah.
Something 90s that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And it was just like a
it was
big-
another redhead to be like, wow, that redhead, he really likes Wrestling Buddies. He's cool.
It was seeing a redhead in a commercial.
Representation.
That wasn't at the bottom getting punched a lot by 3 other people. You know,
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
were winning against the
exactly.
wrestling buddy.
It was seeing a redhead in a commercial who wasn't being choked by the ring ropes and having his face pounded into the steel pole.
It was Raggedy Ann, Andy, or it was the kid from A Christmas Story,
Yeah.
and he was like the ultimate shitty redhead. You're like, fuck, that guy's giving us
Glasses?
such a bad name.
Glasses
man.
kid? The worst.
Cry. When are you gonna cry about it? Cry.
Here it comes. Or isn't there one in Children of the Corn? Here goes 30 seconds.
Children of the Corn is different.
30 seconds of your life.
Okay.
Oh my
For the listener, we're now watching a commercial that Danny did called Wrestling Buddies.
Oh man, yeah, they got a Macho Man. They got a Teddy DiBiase.
Nice.
Who do you think you are?
There's Hulk Hogan.
This is some good work.
There's Hulk Hogan sleeping with his friend's wife.
Yeah.
There he is
Saying
using
the
the N-word. Yeah. There he is getting used by Peter Thiel, the Blake Gawker.
That's some good work.
I got to keep a wrestling buddy too. I got to take the Ultimate Warrior.
Ooh.
So he chose Ultimate Warrior.
He chose another noted racist.
Right.
Right.
I think everyone of
I
the
think
wrestling
you
buddies
spelled
are all
libertarian
racist.
wrong, I think.
I refused to get Big Boss Man because he looked like my chunky uncle.
Oh, because he was capitalist big. Because he has all the money.
So, as a late and life wrestling admirer.
Yeah, you're you're a convert.
Yeah. How? I mean, at what age did you? Because it takes time to learn Ted DiBiase. That's
What was your what was your
Yeah.
come to Virgil moment?
Well, I feel like this is very cliche. I actually have a joke about this in my act about how like no one takes you seriously if this is why you started liking something. But I was dating somebody who was really into it,
Right.
and he brought me to a show, and I was like, "How have I been missing out on this?"
To a live show.
He brought me to a live show.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't think I've ever been to live wrestling
it's so
and
fun.
like
That'll
grew up with
convert
it.
you.
Yeah, grew up with it on television, and I feel like the spectacle, like the cameras and everything in the arenas, we were watching stuff that was often taking place in Madison Square Garden or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't think
I've never been to a live.
I got to see Hulk Hogan wrestle.
Oh yeah.
So, pre penis.
I don't know if you know that Jeremy's 57 years old.
Yeah, so he has actually.
But I am older and I'm from Ohio, so that's
Yeah.
what you do.
They
Watch
stopped in
wrestling.
there. Everyone in Ohio went to watch this one show.
Yeah,
The
I like
entire state.
the first one I went to, and like most of the stuff that I go to is like small. It's like independent promotions, which I actually kind of like better because it is like you're right there. It's not.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no membrane.
Not really. No, like they're getting thrown into your chairs, so you have to
Right.
move if that's about to happen.
Have you ever gone to Tender Trap?
Yeah.
That's like
Those are fucking awesome.
That's
I can swear, right? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, you can.
Fuck yeah, yeah,
What, up in Greenpoint?
yeah. They do
No ring death matches.
no ring death
Tender
matches.
Trap.
What? Oh man, what is this wrestler's name? I know him by face and not by name. He's got a beard. He's one of the.
I know him
dudes
by
that runs it
patented
there.
move.
Oh, Casanova Valentine.
Casanova
Yeah.
Valentine. Yes,
That's a great
rules.
wrestling name, though.
he rules, and he gets violently bloody.
Yeah.
his face is always kind of like on the brink of just like
It's
oozing blood.
intense. It's intense.
Yeah.
Losing blood.
No, oozing blood
Oozing.
and losing blood.
Yeah, oozing and
They're
losing.
synonymous.
Yeah, there's one that Walt Clyde Frazier never used. Oozing and losing.
Give him time. Give him time.
Oh, yeah.
Brain's not as it used to be.
No, that's just going to be about the Just for Men hair dye. Oozing and losing it from your mustache.
Have you seen those Just for Men commercials? There's one where they're talking to the dude and they're in bed. He's in bed with his wife,
and
or
they're
girlfriend.
commentating. And they're
they're
commentating like
commentating,
sports
And then they
commentators.
fix his gray hair and make it dark, and then they just stay there watching them,
Yeah,
like
Keith-
as they get like
Keith-
cuddly.
Is it-
Keith,
yeah.
weird.
I'd like to get busy. It's Keith Hernandez. Keith, I'd like to get busy. Could you maybe turn your... He's like, yeah, you take care of her. I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
it's a weird one.
That's extremely weird.
No.
I
You know,
could
it's
use
funny.
a little...
It's the only one that Keith Hernandez actually wrote and produced and directed himself.
Directed, cast.
He's an auteur. Yeah.
There was a mustache at the end that
The
just
same,
said
the same way
KH.
Dan Aykroyd wanted
KH
a
Productions.
30-page like ghost sex scene in Ghostbusters. They were like, you know what, Aykroyd, look,
First button. Yeah,
we're
first...
gonna cut that out. You know, you can get a fake blowjob from a ghost, and then we'll leave it at that. Is that okay with you?
I love
Is
the
that
idea-
compromise.
I love the idea that like that's his thing. Like he just really has like a fetish for like he really wants to fuck a ghost. And he's like, finally,
The Vincent
my time.
the Vincent Gallo of Ghostbusters.
Why do you
Exactly.
Why do you think he created crystal vodka and it's a skull?
It is.
Oh, bro.
Man.
Oh,
And
bro.
there's a big-
Yeah.
there's
This first draft we got includes a $3 million second unit for the elaborate ghost sex scene. You get one day in the hotel at in the swimming pool at the New York Athletic Club. That's it.
'Cause that's who I am, and that's who I care about.
That's it.
Got some. I love it when they have Freckles on the undercarriage here. Isn't that great?
It's good.
So for the listener, we
No, don't explain it.
okay.
Look, my shirt's up. What
You've
up?
been a great,
So what? I know, I've
you've been a
definitely-
great guest. I love when they have Freckles on the undercarriage.
There's a dog in the studio.
There's a puppy.
there's a little
She's
pup.
real cute.
Yeah.
It's got some freckles on the undercarriage.
It's Muppet. Yeah, it's a good thing to know that that you can catch that late in life, the wrestling thing, because I'm going back to wrestling because I as a kid did the opposite, so I was really into it and then faded out as an
Yeah.
adult. You know what I mean?
You dated somebody who hated it, and they were like, "It's either me or wrestling," and you're like, "Well, I love you."
It's funny, like I have a podcast about wrestling called WrestleSplania, and when we get guests on, we often ask them like, "So, what has your trajectory been as a fan?" And everyone, especially the men,
Big
every
as a
single
kid.
one loved it as a kid. Then I realized I wanted to have sex, and I had to stop. I had to stop paying attention to it because it was not going to happen.
Wow, were they having sex at like 12?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of those moves.
Man.
Well, it's more like that they wanted to, so they're like, I better be cool. And then it was 10 more years, and because they were wrestling fans, so it took a while. Late bloomers. A lot of late bloomers in that community.
Yeah, then they talked to a woman, then 10 more years, then they dated one.
Exactly. Yeah. Slow
Baby
process.
steps, man. That's cool.
Baby steps.
But yeah, live shit is so fun. I mean, if you guys are performers, I feel like you would appreciate
the energy.
The energy.
Yourself as well. Obviously.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm like drawn to it. Also, you get to boo. Like it's so fun.
So a comedian, hecklers, you know what I mean? There's that relationship which is forbidden, and often, people use that to dunk on people who are come incorrectly and try to heckle, and like you going after you for being a woman, whatever, that they know that they're going to get it, but that interaction is always baked into wrestling. Yeah,
and it's like encouraged.
Exactly.
Like you're doing it if you're booing.
You're creating that atmosphere for them, and it's like I'm here for you. Let's go. Give me something.
Yeah,
he's the bad guy. You have to boo him.
It's what he wants. You're doing him a favor.
And then if you have those are the cool kids who cheer for the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are called because if you're a wrestling fan, you're a mark. And if you're one of those guys, you're called a smark because you're a smart mark.
Oh,
smart mark.
Those smarks.
Wow,
the worst.
I feel like I've just learned something.
You went to a really big.
You learned some useless info.
You went to like a big New Jersey high school.
I did go to a big New Jersey.
You had a whole class of smarks.
Wow.
Big North New Jersey high school.
Are you both from New Jersey?
Negative.
No, did you say? Oh, he hates it when.
I'm sorry.
It's because
Are you a city boy?
It's not because
he hates it when he tells people that he hates things.
He's a double hater.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I've lived in Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and Staten Island.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them. Gonna go get my ring next year.
I'm sorry I'm ruining your borough by moving here. Apologize.
Welcome. I'm sorry I'm ruining your queso by bringing it here piece by piece.
Yeah, man. And our guacamole, putting peas in it.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry. I'm ruining your queso.
Peas
we
guacamole?
love Torchy's so much. We would kill.
It's real good.
We love Torchy's so much. I would kill. Dan would hide the body, I think was the deal that we worked out.
I would be complicit in the felony.
We would both do time.
That's my favorite queso, I think, in the world.
Torchy's?
Oh
my God.
So good.
Okay,
Really
so
incredible.
it was good cheese, and I had a small run a couple weeks ago. Jeremy, looking back, maybe this was a telltale sign of making queso a couple of times.
Yeah.
Made queso a couple of times. I was just like, oh, I miss it.
It's good shit. I'm glad I don't have reliable access to it anymore.
That's the thing. I feel like some things are so good regionally that the lack of them in New York is actually good because then you'll indulge.
Well, yeah, because also like in Austin, there's
just about
queso
the
everywhere,
cheese, right?
but you can't order it on Seamless at 3 a.m. when you're drunk, which is like for the best.
I'm sorry. Did you just make your latest entrance to a little segment on Danny and Mike we like to call $1 billion ideas?
Sounds like it.
We need a theme song for that.
Queso delivery.
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
We're only open 12 to 6 a.m.
You could do drone
it.
delivery. Just drop it in.
I'm coming up.
The drone delivery would be a bad idea. I can just see that getting in trouble.
I just wrote the website. It's called nochase.com. And we're
Flying
it's called nochase.com. You will what do you call it? Our logo will be like
cheese. No, there's plenty of cheese.
no chase.
Not chase.
Like night.
No chase.
Yeah.
And our logo will be like a
gotta
little
get a cheese
flying
thing. Anyway,
ship
I'm
with
way ahead of you,
cheese
Mike.
dripping off of it. And okay, you're in. You're in.
I'm totally in.
You're in.
I will. It'll sponsor the podcast. It'll be a tie-in. It'll be great.
I'm
This
wondering.
podcast has been brought to you by
I'm wondering,
Noches.
Jeremy, we got a nice gift pack back in the day from a listener. Did it have Topo Chico in it?
It did have Topo
Chico.
You know, I was just in Austin recently, and look at that Topo.
Mike Marona.
It's good stuff.
So, for the listener, Mike just
Were we going to save
remembered
that for
there was
Ranch
some-
Waters, or is
That's
there
what
another
you
one?
wanted to
You
save
wanted
for.
to do it, but if you want to crack it now, why
Yeah,
not?
I think we should.
It
I think we
just
should.
feels like an
I think
appropriate time.
for an Austin.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kath, why do
feel
you
like
think
home.
why do you think that queso's no good up here? What happens to it? Like how do you change? Like I don't really understand. It's just to me, it's melted cheese and like
It's not
some
hard to
salsa.
make. It's not that it's hard to make. I think it's more that like it just doesn't feel right to eat up here. Like
Okay.
I think that
Like
affects-
Chicago pizza here.
Yeah. Although I did have some Detroit style pizza here.
What is
recently.
that?
Did you go to
have
Emmy?
Emily?
You went to
I
Emmy?
went to Emmy.
Okay.
What is Detroit style pizza?
Detroit style pizza, it's like it's not as deep as a deep dish, but it's
It's
like
still abandoned.
And it's a square.
It's a square, and they put the cheese on the dough first,
Okay.
and then the sauce on top, and so the edges get all crispy with
grandma.
cheese.
Ooh.
It's grandma-ish, yeah.
I've-
Pass that topo
Yeah,
over
what are you
here.
doing?
I'm waiting for you.
Oh.
I figured you
I'll
didn't want
mix
to.
it. I'll mix it up.
I figured you didn't want to mix the streams. Scott.
I'm a maverick.
I like this.
Maverick.
This is pretty sweet.
I'm going to let you pour it
This
because
is
that
like
is a
our-
serious,
It's like
serious
our
pint
version
glass.
of, we call it
Russian roulette of seltzer.
No, we used to, when you go into like a 7-Eleven as a kid, and what do you call it?
Oh, you made your
Suicides or
mixers?
You
something?
made
You're
mixers
like,
with
all right,
everything.
A little bit of everything.
Oh wow!
How's it
Of your
gonna taste?
slushies,
the
you make
disgusting.
the child Long Island iced tea. Just
Yes, child Long Island iced
the
tea.
pancreatic
Exactly.
Long Island iced tea.
So as a an Austener?
yeah, I didn't
Auster?
grow up there.
Austenite.
Austenite.
Austenite. Okay.
I lived there for 7 years.
Well, tell me, that's long
counts,
enough
I
to
think.
know
Yeah,
that there's probably really good green chili in Austin. Do you know anything?
Yes.
Do you eat green chili?
I love green chili. I think that's a part of
The queso, right? That's why I brought it up. It's-
Torchy's queso has the Hatch green chilies in it.
Yep.
If you live in the Southwest, Hatch green chilies they
From
grow in
Hatch,
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico.
Exactly.
They have
So good.
a festival every year
They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
in Hatch.
In Austin, they don't, but they have a grocery store called Central Market that during Hatch chili season every year, they just make everything. They just put Hatch chilies in everything they
Everything.
sell, and it is the best.
That sounds great.
It's so good. Hatch. They do like a Hatch chili key lime pie. Hatch chili cheddar biscuits.
Oh, no.
Hatch chili popcorn. So good.
God, I'm
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
Hatch chili garbage plate
What
for you
season-
Rochester
what season
people.
is that?
It's October. They harvest it, right? Or
Yeah, it's like
September?
a late, like mid September.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I would buy
plan a
them.
trip.
I buy them frozen a lot, and and I don't know if do you do that?
Yeah, throw them in some scrambled eggs.
Oh, it's so good. And then you can get the cans and stuff, but those aren't as good. But if you buy the
Is that what you're
frozen
growing
ones,
outside?
Spend $6. I tried to grow them out in that flower pot out there, and
You
it
did get a
didn't-
couple.
Yeah, they just weren't good.
I have
You
some.
can't grow Hatch green chilies in Brooklyn, I don't think.
I have a couple. You got to grow them on the roof.
Oh, did your plant grow?
Yeah.
Where are you trying to grow?
Hatch green chilies.
You were trying to grow Hatch green chilies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple plants at home, just not.
They did. I say it was a valiant effort.
Yeah, there's a when you
we used some.
leave
Didn't
the
we
Seltzer
use
King
some of them?
Studios.
Did we prank
I don't
somebody?
think so. No, we didn't do that.
Did we prank someone with those?
But yeah, I wanted to make sure that the Hatch contingent was discussed. because-
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's also really good because it's around that time of year when you go to like a place that's selling them, they're roasting them in these big like barrels outside. And so everything smells like delicious roasted pepper.
It's like bingo.
stuff.
It's like bingo where everybody wins.
Nobody loses.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of putting it. Jim.
I've never been to a bingo like that before.
Where they have the big tub and they're turning it and then they open it
And
up.
they're
It's like
like,
a wire.
it's a pepper.
It's a wire basket that they're doing it in, so you can see the balls jiggling and around inside, and they're bouncing.
Yeah,
They're
but then
jouncing.
how does
The balls are
everybody?
jouncing.
But how does everybody win? That's all I was saying.
I'm saying
Everybody wins because it's Hatch green chilies and you get to eat them.
because even if you don't buy some,
What's
the,
analogous to a
the smell is
bingo?
doing this, like you're in a cartoon. It's doing this.
Yes,
and then
it's hooking
it's
you and
hooking your
pulling
nose
you,
in
and then
your
your
nose.
See,
feet lift off the ground.
It's the Pepe Le Pew.
She gets
thing.
it.
Yep.
She gets it.
Oh, well, we got the queso out of the way.
I feel full after all that conversation.
I'm hungry
actually.
now.
God, I
All
love.
of this topos, it's
Yeah,
hitting the spot.
I love
Wow.
queso.
You got 20%
Queso
topo,
topo.
and 60% seltzer.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
We attempted to create Quesotopia here in Seltzer King Studios.
I was gonna say when we were talking about No Chase, a thing that they had in Austin at like they had this music festival called Fun Fest that had a comedy stage that I got to do a couple times, and they had a taco cannon, and they would like bring it out between acts and shoot tacos into the crowd. pretty great.
They were wrapped. They were wrapped.
Yeah,
Not like a loose
wrapped soft shell tacos.
Yeah.
I lost 3 of my friends to hard shell, to gringo cut. Could call them gringo cuts because they were so common.
Grandpa hasn't seen out of his left eye since that taco incident.
That's you can't
See
do a
this
hard
battle
shell.
scar? That's fun. 27.
That was 2017. This one was after. This one was during Kath Barbadoro set.
I do make that a part of my my act. I just throw sharp objects into the crowd to see to see who's strong.
We had a guest on previously, Josh Lay, who's from the South, and did some mascot work.
Ooh,
and we were kind of idly speculating. I figured there was like a clearinghouse for all the sort of like mascot stuff, like T-shirt gun catalog. And he was talking about how powered up those were, and I was like, wow,
it's like the East Bay catalog.
What if you had exactly like you could personalize it with your team colors, obviously on both sides, but then like what if you had it set on like T-shirt, but you accidentally loaded it with tacos?
Oh no!
Yeah, exactly.
A calamity.
The pressure, the difference in pressures and stuff.
What else would it? Yeah.
But when you're shooting tacos, they're wrapped. They're like wrapped in paper, but
they're wrapped in foil.
But don't they explode when
they're wrapped in a free T-shirt from yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Fun. NoChase.com.
But don't they? They never exploded.
I think they would occasionally explode, but like you
it's part of the fun. Yeah.
That reminds me, though, another weird thing about Austin, they shot Friday Night Lights there. And so anybody who was sort of adjacent to entertainment, like all my comedy friends and everything, everybody just was in
They're in
Friday
background.
Night
They're in the
Lights.
background. They're in the crowd scene.
Yeah, or just like I have a friend who was a bartender. But one of my friends was the mascot for a really long time on Friday Night Lights.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And did he have any mascot experience, or was that just?
First of all, how dare you assume the gender of the mascot? It was a woman.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. What an
Mascots
asshole.
can be female.
No, I know that.
She had mascot experience. She was like the mascot at her high school.
It was the football thing. And
It's
I'm
true.
sorry.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Because
Well, I'm leaving now, so it's just the adventures of Mike and Kath.
hanging out with the puppy
And
out in the
Muppet.
lobby.
No, I'm taking Muppet with me.
No,
I need this.
Muppet understands
Muppet
me.
the pup. Yeah.
Muppet seems very understanding. She has like
But did she,
wise eyes.
Did she have any experience? Is what I want.
Yes, she did. She was a high school mascot at her own high school, and then put that on her resume.
I was in the Mighty Ducks, and they said, "Do you know how to ice skate?"
Doesn't mean you can skate.
And I said, "Yes, I did." Along with everybody else in the cast, and none of us knew that.
No,
He was
yeah.
lying.
So then we all had to take lessons. That's why I asked.
How like
the movie was supposed to come out in May. It came out in July because of these guys having to learn how to skate.
Everyone except for Josh Jackson, because he was from
Canada. He was a Canadian. And
born to skate.
is that why he was like the main guy in that? Was it? 'cause
No,
he
I
could
think he
skate?
was just. He was.
I think it was
just
his
the main
winning good
guy.
looks.
Yeah, he was just going to be Conway.
That. How long did they have to teach you? Like, how long did it take for them to teach you? And then how much did you actually have to skate in the movie?
We had to skate a decent amount
Yeah.
in the movie. Yeah, for sure.
Not stunt doubles?
No, they had when they were doing like big, wide, like in-game shots. They had other
Pros.
They had
pros.
They had like real kids from Minnesota. We shot it in Minnesota, so they had like real like Minnesota Pee Wee League people playing.
That reminds me,
jerseys.
I invented, my friend Becky and I, who I actually live with now, invented a very fun game when we watched Mighty Ducks one time, because we were adults and we were like, let's watch Mighty Ducks. And then we were talking about it.
drink.
No, we were talking about it and we realized we like had definitely seen it but couldn't remember what happened. So before we were like, okay, we're both going to write down
What we think
the plot of Mighty Ducks is and then watch the movie, and we were both completely wrong.
That is a fun
Very
game.
wrong.
That is a fun game.
Yeah.
Wait, how are we? It's
Don't worry about it. Hey, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I want to play. No, I want to play.
They lose.
Don't do it.
There's a big.
I want to play the game. Don't ruin it. La 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 la.
I
wanna play the game. Don't ruin it.
What did you
Just
think
the
happened?
things of like why is Emilio Estevez the coach? Like, what happens?
He was a drunk and he got in
drunk.
trouble, and that was his community service.
I didn't. I know
I'm sorry.
that
Did you
now.
see
Which is
Bad
amazing,
News
too,
Bears?
Because you think about it, like it's just he's hammer time driving, and like it's just you can go teach the kids and
Yeah, it's
get your
insane.
driver to drive on the ice in the middle of
unsupervised.
in the middle of a pond, unsupervised. Yeah, it's crazy talk. And yeah, Bad News Bears, similar.
Right?
Two classics.
Did you trust?
They called Mighty Ducks Bad News Bears on skates.
Wow.
I would call
Literally.
I would call it Bad News Bears on ether.
Okay.
On steroids.
Okay, now Mike is leaving.
Yep. Here, tag out. I'm back in.
Adventures
I'm
of
back in.
Kath.
You're out. Yeah, hey,
Muppet didn't like that one.
You want to take over the show?
Sure, why not? I already have
You got
9 million
you got a couple
podcasts.
podcasts on your plate. already.
9 million?
I do a lot. I have 3 podcasts. Too
Nice.
many.
Oh, hey, and they're all that's your outlets.
They're
right?
all doing pretty good. So that's I can't quit any of them, which kind of sucks. But
So there's not really a bad thing.
there's no
I
downside.
just want to get to the point where I do something creative and I just can't quit it.
Oh man, do
I want to succeed by not being able to quit.
do stand up comedy for 8 years. That's
Yeah.
I can't. I still like it, but it's just like I'm this far in. I can't do anything
Right,
else. I don't know how to do anything else.
You
so.
started when you were in Austin, then.
Yeah.
What was the genesis?
When I was in college, I listened to John Mulaney's first album, and I was like, I always liked stand up, but I was like, this guy like sounds like my friends. Like this sounds like something I could maybe do. And then I was never as good as John Mulaney. But no, I wanted to do it in college. I went to school in like a very rural area. So then after college, I was like, okay, wherever I go, I'm going to start doing stand up. And I moved to Austin and I did my first open mic the week I moved in. And then I kept doing it beyond all reason. No, it's awesome. I love stand up. It's super fun. Yeah, now I'm here. I've lived here for like a year. So
You're
doing
a freshie.
and you're doing stand up here as well.
yeah, doing stand up here. I just got my first. Well, I was on Comedy Central when I was in Austin twice, but I just got I had one line on Late Night with Seth Meyers 2 days
yeah.
ago.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm doing good.
It didn't get cut for time.
It did not get cut for time. I was convinced it was
I was
gonna.
rooting for you.
Thank you. So yeah, just multi-time national television appearances.
Hey, you rack them up. That's what you got to do.
Yep.
They're just notches on the old belt.
National
At
TV
the
is
end of the
national
day.
TV.
Hmm?
National TV is national TV.
It's true.
It's still
It's true.
national TV.
I did it.
Yeah, it's not like a regional car commercial.
I was on local TV in Austin for a year. We had a local.
on
It was
Comedy
called
like
it was
a
called
local show?
Queso Chat.
I wish it was called Queso Chat. It had the worst name. It was called ATX Uncensored-ish. That was the name of
wow.
it.
ATX
OMG.
Uncensored-ish.
It was fun, and I think it was pretty funny, but terrible name. I was hired after they figured out the name. so.
Obviously, they're like, let's come up with a name first, then saddle it to everybody.
Yeah.
Band art. Let's get the band art going.
Jeremy and I have a sketch comedy group called Man Boobs Comedy, so we can.
Yeah,
we
you understand.
So hold my beer is what they're
We
saying.
understand the plight.
Oopsies. Naming things sucks though.
Yeah.
Like there's
Try having a kid.
Ugh.
Ugh.
No thanks.
Tell us about it. Gerard's a good name for your kid.
Gerard's an awesome.
I didn't have the name picked out till like a day or two after he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he was
So what do the
nameless for a
doctors
little
refer to him as? A kid.
Him.
Queso Morona.
bit. So
It's a
Morona,
temporary
draft.
name.
that
It's a temporary
rolls
name.
off the tongue actually.
First draft.
That
Well,
should
now
be
I
the
have
name of your dog. Queso. You got to name a dog Queso.
Queso
Hey, it's
Morona.
Queso Morona.
Queso Morona actually sounds like a wrestling.
It actually sounds like the cause of death. What
He died
happened?
of Queso Morona.
He had a bad Queso Morona. We
how I-
couldn't bring him back.
That's how I feel after every weekend we do a
Comic book
Comic-Con.
convention.
Yeah.
You get a bad case of Morona. I'm the one who came back with the con crud from upstate. I have to pay a commission to our agent.
Oh yeah, you didn't do that yet.
Yeah, well, I did have a medical episode and one of my
A medical
episode.
yeah, in Law and Order when they never mind.
Mm.
Well,
You don't want to talk
we
about
call that the that's the pregnant pause.
Happens
natural-
once.
You got
more.
pregnant upstate? That's what happened?
Yeah,
it. What happens upstate? What happens upstate stays upstate.
Man, Comic-Con is wild.
It is. We didn't think that it would be like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And,
Muppet has
Danny
this-
DeVito called Junior.
Classic.
Oh, not-
Classic,
not,
a
the one
classic.
called Twin. Not the one called Twins.
No, that was when they got back together for Junior, right?
Yeah, that was like Twins 3.
I like that because it's like they're twins in one, and then the sequel is
Jeremy, Muppet has this tuft of hair that looks like a dick.
Yeah.
It does look like a dick. Is that a dick?
I'm saying Muppet has this tuft of hair that looks like a dick. It's
Guys,
I think there's a dick in there.
Guys,
massaging Muppet the pup
above the waist. Above the waist.
has made an
on
observation.
her freckled undercarriage.
It always does feel weird, like going petting a dog's belly a little too close to the pink.
Yeah, touching the pink. You're like, oh, you're riding the line, right? There's certain
I
dogs.
really don't like that phrase.
Some dogs are
But I'm
about
saying
it,
some dogs will give you that boundary, and some are just like snap, snap, snap. Some are like, give me it, give me all you got. I try. You know what's good for me? I try to stay to the rib line.
Yeah, I think that's
Stay
safe.
to the rib line.
Yeah, I've never been sued by a dog. I've never been sued by a dog.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Kat, that came out so easy that like I feel like you've said that before in life.
I never have said it before in my life.
I'm still
I swear to
stuck
God.
on.
Did you do CPR? The same thing.
I'm still stuck on how much I don't like the phrase "touching the pink." No, thank you.
Touching the pink. Yeah, context. We're talking about dogs here.
Dogs.
For the listener.
And if it was a male dog, it would be gross if you were talking about something red. So
Definitely don't touch the red.
Don't
Don't touch the red.
Don't touch the red.
Don't touch the lipstick.
Don't touch the pink.
Watch out for the lipstick.
That would be a good like PSA. Children.
We could do a PSA right now.
Yeah, you ready?
Jeremy, you want to do the today after school? I saw a dog lying there. Miss Barbadoro? Miss Barbadoro, is it okay if I touch this dog on his belly?
Hey kids, petting a dog is fun, but make sure you don't touch the red.
Because D. Tamborelli said the pink was okay.
Don't listen to peer pressure. It's important to remember.
What? I said it was okay to touch the pink, not the red.
Danny later.
Your friends will tell you it's okay to touch the red.
Go
but
ahead,
they're wrong.
Do it. It's fine.
Danny later died of a dog bite.
Look, his tail is wagging.
Your friends are trying to.
not his head.
Miss Barbadoro, sometimes Danny says I should do stuff to dogs that I don't know if is okay.
Danny is trying to make it so that he can make fun of you for the rest of your life. Don't listen to peer pressure.
Page 6, I got a great hot story for you.
You will forever be
Michael
known.
C. Morona likes to touch dogs' undercarriage.
The more you know.
Right by the freckles.
What happened to
By
music?
the freckle.
I did have a moment this morning when I was coming out of the shower, and Muppet was there, and I didn't, my bedroom's right there, so I just, walked buck naked from the bathroom to the shower to the bedroom.
Great.
And it's weird to have Muppet standing there being like, hey, I'm a cute puppy.
Yeah, just looking at you.
I'm just like, don't look at my pink.
Don't look at my pink.
God.
I have a cat.
He's never had any.
Yeah.
He's never had any sort of. You've never had.
I'm
Like,
saying the cat could probably tell
happiness
tales.
when you walk around naked from another
It just
living
feels
creature.
weird to me.
It is.
Hey,
I
hey,
like,
how you doing?
Yeah.
I've had my cat for a couple years, and like the first few months, I was like, "Is this not okay? Like,
Yeah.
Am I like? Am I not providing a good
Yeah.
home for this cat?
Why?
Now I don't give a shit.
Why? Because the cat didn't react to you the right way?
Well, just I don't know. It's weird.
Putting a cat in situations like, hey, now I'm naked, and here's the cat, or like, hey,
I'm in Austin. I'm in New York.
Yeah.
Did you drive or did you fly?
I had to fly. I flew with her because I knew it was going to be a nightmare trying to drive. So I gave her drugs and vet prescribed drugs, not just like, here's my Xanax, cat.
which works too, though, in a pinch.
I mean,
We'll
they
start with
make
half.
they
Yeah.
make it for kids.
If you
I mean,
must.
for pets. They don't make it for kids. I don't think.
All right,
It's very
are
easy
you
to get
sure?
it for pets too. You always say, I got one of those big dogs. It's like 160, 170 pound Rottweiler. Can I get some Xanax for it?
I have a friend who I won't name her, but she works at an animal shelter. And when I got my IUD put in, it's like very painful. And she was like, "Oh, I have some tramadol that I can give you," because they don't really give you anything for it, but it sucks. They should. And I took it, and I was like, she gave me a bunch of it, and so I had it for a while, and I was like, thank you so much, it's helped me out so much. She was like, oh yeah, it's dog tramadol, but it's like the same thing.
Yeah. Whoa.
I was like, it is the same thing, but it's weird that you just didn't tell me that. I'm just,
But I know where you work. You knew where she worked.
yeah.
And
I thought she had it left over from like going to the dentist.
I thought the story is going elsewhere. Like this dog is going to bite you on your hand, and you're going to forget about your uterine pain for a minute.
Oh my God.
No, vets will hook you up if you know the right one.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a cool drug on the street called ketamine, Special K. You get that from veterinarians. That's what I hear. Only what I hear. I don't know anything.
They
about
use it to treat. They use it to treat freakouts.
That's what it says on the label.
It might have a good. Use in humans.
My dog growing up had seizures, so they used to give him like basically barbiturates, just to, like take him down. So be like, stop having because he would stop.
I wonder if
having
CBD
seizures.
would cure those now.
Maybe.
They make CBD for pets.
I don't know.
They do.
Yeah.
Trying to push my mom on getting some CBD for her crazy dog, but I don't know if it's gonna.
Oh,
Fly.
and then you'd be like, don't worry, it's just dog CBD.
That's what I said. It's like
just-
weed,
yeah.
but without the high.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say you're trying to get your mom on it.
Officer,
Me too. I was hoping the mom.
That's next.
officer.
Yeah.
No, it's CBD for the dog. It's not for me. Look, it says for canine use only. on here.
Only it's in
Actually-
Sharpie though, different from the rest of the writing.
That I've noticed that because I guess that's allowed here now, right?
Yeah.
CBD.
Yeah, CBD.
And all the like fancy like coffee places in like Williamsburg now have
Yeah,
signs.
would you like
for,
to add CBD for
CBD
$2?
latte or whatever?
Yeah, that looks really dumb.
Yeah, it kind of does. Although CBD is good. Because I'm trying to get my parents to
Yeah.
do it because they're both like pretty high strung people
There
and I
you go.
feel like they would like it. But
They're still in New Hampshire. That's
they're
why,
still, yeah,
right?
they're law abiding.
They're living free.
Yeah.
Every time I go over the Piscataqua Bridge into Maine from New Hampshire, I always scream, "Live free or die!" as I drive over
Thank you. That is customary.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Appreciate
I
it.
knew I was doing something right.
You have
Well,
to
it
when you
sounds
go into or out of the state.
Yeah, you got it.
free
Yeah,
guy.
it's
I get pulled
invigorating to
over.
do it.
I got pulled over.
Yeah?
You did?
In New Hampshire?
Yeah, like Leominster.
Okay.
Just past the border,
Yep.
like that. Darby, one of those little towns, but like
Did you say
south of
live free or
Manchester.
die? You can't pull me over.
No.
That's what I scream.
There are so many libertarians there. Like they tried to do that free state project thing where they all moved to one state and take it over. They tried to do that in New Hampshire. So I feel like
what was Delaware taken?
I don't know why they picked New Hampshire. Probably because of live free or die. I'm assuming.
I mean, it's all over everywhere. It's on the license plate. It's everywhere you look. So
and
you might
it's
as well.
there's no tax. Yeah, but that's like Delaware too. There's no sales tax.
Exactly. It didn't, and that's where all the corporations live.
Yeah.
That makes sense that you would want to go to Delaware.
It's a
where all
bustling
our-
city, Wilmington, Delaware.
All our friends, the corporations, live there.
It's no Newark.
All of our friends.
Corporations are
friends.
people, my friend.
Yeah. But I'm sure the cop was relieved. I think being a cop in New Hampshire, not that I have much sympathy for cops, but in New Hampshire, it must be terrible because everyone is just like an "Am I being detained?" guy because they're all
I'm sure.
libertarians.
Yeah,
So it's like
oh god,
it's like that
You know
Mr.
why I
Show
pulled
sketch.
you over?
Oh, yeah.
Am I being detained? I just want to. Do you know why I pulled? Am I being detained?
Wait, do you mean the
Am I being detained?
shampoo?
Oh, you.
No, I meant
Which
the
Mr.
in
Show
the
show?
new Mr. Show.
Oh,
There's
okay.
it's David Cross, and he's like, "I'm only rolling my window down 2 inches," and the
Oh, yeah,
cop's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine. That's you don't need to." Until he just ends up, it escalates till he's like actually committing crimes, so that they will detain him, so he can be mad. That's everyone in New Hampshire. It's rough.
It's good that you escaped.
I'm glad. I like New Hampshire, but yeah, there are a lot of those people there.
I play a lot of shows in Manchester before.
Yeah. Bomb shelter,
Manch Vegas.
Did you
as
have-
they call
Manch
it.
Vegas.
Did you have any of your equipment stolen?
No. We played some Irish bar there.
Shaskeen? Yeah, I've done comedy at the Shaskeen.
Yeah. Shaskeen's cool.
Do you know
I opened for Coolio there.
What?
what?
Yeah.
What is?
Minute after
it
minute,
was
hour after hour.
Midnight Spaghetti opening
was
for Coolio. No, we were on tour together.
What? You did multiple dates with Coolio?
No, only one date with Coolio, but the band that was opening for Coolio, the other band that was on tour with was my band, and we were playing down the road at another bar, so I didn't get to see any of Coolio's performance. I just opened the show and then got the hell out and played another rock show. No big deal. Nobody was at the Jones show. We played to like
None
seven
the
people,
wiser.
or 7 friends who were like traveled all the way from Keene, New Hampshire.
the drive. Yeah.
That's like the funniest thing about doing comedy in New York. I feel like is people, rightfully so. There's so many shows and it's like awesome, but it's people really romanticize like, oh, I'm going to do a set here and then I'm going to drop in over here and then I'm going to drop in over here. It's like, okay, but there are 4 people at each of those things. Like you have still performed for a total of 12 people.
Yeah, you're spreading the brands kind of thin.
And you maybe got $20 for your set.
Oh, if you're lucky, yeah.
If you're lucky.
If you get, I'm happy with some drink tickets, you know.
Especially if they're heavy on them. They're heavy on those drink tickets where it's like,
oh, you ask for the well and you give the bartender a wink.
Yep.
And you're like, hey man, here's my drink ticket. Don't worry.
and they're like,
this guy's not even paying for drinks. I'm gonna tip.
What an asshole.
You always tip. You always got to tip.
You always got to tip.
You got to tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bartender's like, I saw this guy when he opened for Coolio. This guy sucks.
Now he's resorted to 3 drinks.
I remember him when.
What's like the weirdest show your band ever played?
Ooh, well, we just played one very recently at a burlesque bar in Columbus, Ohio.
Sick.
Called Bossy Girls, GRRLS.
That's awesome.
And it was great. Like it was a really fun time. We got there early. The bartender was hanging out. There was karaoke happening. I did a duet with the bartender just on a whim.
Yeah.
What song?
Because she was, I do Love Shack. Love Shack is the one you gotta.
Love Shack is a classic.
You can't do that, and I do it with Fred Schneider voice.
Yeah,
and then I'll go back up and do another song still in Fred Schneider voice, and then people are like, "Wow, that's his real voice. That's terrible. Sucks to be him."
I love that joke, Dan. I love that joke.
So good.
Now I've switched my question. What are your go-to karaoke songs?
Wow.
Ooh.
Are you a karaokeer, Michael?
I want to say.
Oh, I've got a couple of great videos of this guy doing karaoke on his birthday.
Yeah, do you want what was your favorite from that night?
What's the one that had your name in it?
Not Simply Irresistible. It was like one of those.
That's a good one.
Simply Irresistible was a good one.
That was like 80s pop band Devo. Didn't you sing Devo?
Did we do a Devo?
We did not do Whip It. No.
Devo's another. It's like B-52s where it's like you can sort of sing talk it, and if you commit, it's fun.
I would do Rock Lobster or
Rock Lobster's kind of hard.
Or Love Shack. Oh well, I don't have to play it, do I? We're not playing Guitar Hero. Not do Guitar Hero.
There are some karaoke songs that I feel like people don't realize how hard they are until they're singing them.
And they're like, "Oh my god!"
Toto's Africa is hard.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah.
That's actually my go-to.
Yeah.
I have it committed to memory.
It's tough. I commend you.
What's another good duo that's a tough one to do that people don't think about at first, and they're like, "Oh man, we should just do Hunger Strike," and then all of a sudden you're like, "Who's gonna sing that high part, man? Who's gonna do the Chris Cornell?"
That was me. That was me when we did it.
We did do that.
Yeah,
right?
we did do Hunger Strike. Yeah.
I tried. One time I was very drunk at karaoke and I thought I could do Cameron Hema with somebody.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
That's not an easy song because you just think of the chorus and the chorus, like the hook is so easy, and then very very difficult.
It's tough to fill in all that other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of pretty good rapping in this. That's like not easy to do. My karaoke go-to is Usher "Love in This Club."
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
I am absolutely not kidding you.
With a fresh pair of Nikes on?
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
It's so good.
That's good.
Love in
This Club
with a thug with the lights on.
87 jeans and a fresh pair of Nikes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My favorite part of that rap. First of all,
watching.
that's the hardest part. Is that
high note
part?
that
but
high
it's
note.
quick, and if you're drunk enough, you can just
Everyone looks away.
Yeah. And that people forgive you for it because first of all, it's the best karaoke song because it has the so everybody can do that.
Exactly.
It has a rap part that seems sort of impressive, but is actually the slowest rap of all time. So it's very
you have time
easy.
to figure it out.
Yeah. And you get my favorite part of the rap is sexually, mentally, physically, emotionally. So good.
I'll be like your medicine.
See?
You'll take every bit of me.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you
I
can
love
you
this.
can do Love in This Club.
I love this. What's happening?
Well,
Jeremy, come on. What's your?
We are trailing towards the end, and I do have the instrumental queued up. So.
Jeremy, no. I want to know what
What's your karaoke
Yeah,
song?
I want to know what your karaoke song is.
I've said this before that I get weird about karaoke. Like I've played in bands and stuff, and I can sing, but there's something about karaoke and
You're out. Say you're out with us three here.
Yeah.
Well, your birthday.
Okay.
Remember, I tried to start with like some like Tammy Wynette song or
I
something.
think he did a country song.
It didn't work. I did a Reba song.
I do Jolene sometimes.
I'm Reba. Jolene's great.
Jolene's
Oh,
good.
yeah,
It kind of brings the mood down, though. You got to be like,
Well,
in the
that's
right.
the huge
You gotta
thing
make
about-
significant eye contact the whole time.
You have to get really upset, like
Yeah.
you're feeling it from the
I'm
heart.
begging you.
What do you think about Black Velvet?
Ooh.
That's a good. I can't do that karaoke song, but I've seen people do it, and I'm like, oh, that's like you
I have
got
a
it.
I have a friend who like you would never know that he has like a beautiful
And then
voice,
something
and he will do
erupts.
Black Velvet,
Man,
and everybody's
Black-
like,
yeah, it's like, yeah, that's definitely an eye opener one.
yeah, you will learn a lot about someone if they do Black Velvet at karaoke.
So you have like a litmus test song and a go-to.
Yeah.
My third.
I got a couple. I sometimes I do Because the Night. That's a good one.
Wow.
That'll get people going.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is there any Billy Joel song you willingly do?
No. Only Miami 2012. That's the only one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not a good. That's not a good one.
that's a good
Do you love Billy Joel?
No, I used to really like Billy Joel when I was a kid, and it's worn off. I went and saw him on New Year's
Growing
Eve
up
during the
ethnic
Y2K
in the
thing.
Northeast, you didn't listen to Billy
I
Joel?
never liked Billy Joel.
Oh, good for
No.
you.
I know I missed
I'm
it.
in the
No,
boat
no,
now.
this
No,
is good.
you didn't miss it.
I think
you're
I was
right.
far enough away
didn't
from
get
Long Island.
bamboozled. You didn't get bamboozled by the radio.
Yeah, I didn't get tricked.
Yeah, that's
You never,
exactly right.
You never did any renovation work with a radio on inside your house.
Yeah,
in
I never built a deck
in Long Island. You've never built a deck in Long Island, so why would you listen to Billy Joel?
So I took my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Yeah, you just got married, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. On our third date, we went on a Monday night to Sing, which is a karaoke bar on Avenue.
Oh,
A
I've been
and
there.
Fifth
Yeah.
Street.
I did a
No.
comedy show in the basement there
Oh
once.
my God! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had
You
a
only been
comedy-
here a year, and you already made it to the basement to sing.
Yeah. In the big karaoke room in the basement,
That's
they had
awesome.
a comedy show.
That's amazing.
It was
I didn't
fun.
know that they did that. Well, I took her there, and that was, a third date is kind of like an awkward.
It's a do or
Like
die
you're
date.
trying
It's
to
a-
figure it's a do or die. Like
yeah.
is this
Things
and
are
this is like
going to make a turn either
this
way.
is like a Monday night. It's late. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
The Giants have already lost.
I don't think the Giants were playing. Yeah, so they'd already lost. And I decide to do "Boogie On Reggae Woman," which is a song I really like by Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are like, I want to do it to you till you holler for more. And I was like in the middle of singing it being like, this is the worst idea ever. Why am I singing this
And
song?
how did Kate take it?
She just kind of looked at me kind of funny, like, what, she's kind of like, what the fuck?
Wait, so were you in one of the rooms or were you?
No, at the bar.
Okay, at the bar.
I was at the
It'd
bar.
be weird if it was the two of you.
Yeah.
Private room, please. Your coldest and blackest
room,
velvet curtains.
I know people who will go.
That's when she'll order, can I get 2 angel shots, please? Just like-
2 angel shots.
Two.
With a side of 911. Do you have a fucking anti-roofie fucking right now?
I followed up with Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Okay, there you go.
Was a little more lighthearted, but it was a bad. It wasn't good.
It was.
But
yeah,
she sang Spice
mistake.
Girls right after that, and then that was like everyone in the
Cleared
bar
the
were
mood.
like, "What the fuck?"
These two.
Yeah, exactly.
Shame it didn't
Must
work
be a
out.
third date. Yeah, shame it didn't work.
Shame it didn't work out.
Did we do My Sharona at the?
That's
That
what
was it, Mike
was
Morona.
Mike Sharona.
Is that what it was, Mike Morona?
Oh shit!
That's what it was.
Mike Morona.
Not Devo.
It wasn't Devo. No,
The Knack.
Yeah, it was a Knack.
The neck.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's. I wouldn't have thought that, and now I'm impressed.
And I've never gotten it from a telemarketer.
Mm.
And now telemarketing is gone because it's all been taken over by robots. You know,
Yeah.
they won't have that. That's how we'll know they're advanced enough when robots are like, "Hey,
Do me a favor and
refreshen our
freshen
guest,
up Kath, please. would
freshen
you?
up our guest with the finest of
Hey,
seltzers."
yeah. Do you know about Polar Seltzer?
brand?
That's a Connecticut-y, New Hampshire-y,
That's a brand
Sure
we
is.
love.
New England.
Yeah.
When you
Polar.
drive from Worcester, you will see the happy Polar.
Not to change the subject from Polar because I love it, but back to the karaoke. Did you see the video of the mom and the son singing Afternoon Delight?
No.
Bad.
No, doesn't that happen on
Worst case.
Arrested Development?
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
it's
did
a
it?
Tribute.
I think so.
Oh, maybe they were in tribute.
But
They were doing it.
that's rough.
It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of the
Rough
worst
tough.
case.
Jeremy's in
scenario.
comedy, but he doesn't know anything about Arrested Development.
That's
That's not
you
true.
just come in with fresh eyes. You just
Same
I don't
thing.
watch any
I got an
comedy.
idea for this show. It's
I've
about a
never
rich
seen The
family.
Wire. I've never seen The Wire or Arrested Development. So.
Oh, it's so
What?
good. I haven't seen the
Two
Wire
very
either.
similar shows. I
Very
would say.
similar shows.
in tone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both very good. I recommend them.
I'll check them one
Yeah.
at a time.
I don't know if you've heard, but they're pretty good.
They're both. What did Mo say in The Simpsons? I've lied my way
my
through so many
gosh.
parties.
Oh,
I gotta
Kath,
leave.
Well,
I gotta leave.
you know,
I
we
just
were
spilled
gonna,
seltzer
we
all
were
over.
We were gonna
the listener.
just stop the podcast here.
For the
Well, now we have to stop the
But-
podcast forever
No,
because
no.
it's the equipment.
for the listener,
think you
we
can do
have a seltzer drinking dog on the set. Yeah.
Oh, these are exactly what they're for. Wow, you know what? This is like
Jeremy, you
lightning.
think this
Here's the
should be
thing, Kath. It's on video, and you'll forever be remembered.
Yeah, you can try this water up.
But you know what the cool thing is? The cool thing is you've cleaned the table.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, like this.
It
has
would
not
have been
been
better
cleaned
to
yet.
clean the table without everything in the world plugged into it.
No. We have a sticker on the table that's like, every 18 guests you're supposed to wipe the table. We're just gonna put a new sticker on there. Now.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am so sorry.
Hey,
You had
now.
just refilled my cup too.
I
It was
usually-
all the seltzer in the world.
I usually spill
Oh, yeah.
on the
Where's the,
couch, so I knew this was going to happen, and I saved a little.
You gotta
Hey,
you
thanks.
gotta refill it. You know.
Oh my God.
We trust
we
you.
wait- can we wait till Jeremy
trust-
sits
we
back
trust
down?
You. We trust you that you will
All right.
not mess this one
All right,
up.
Kath.
Not that you messed it up, but you know.
No,
you,
I messed it up.
You biffed it a little.
I
Yeah.
biffed it.
It was a minor
fuck
biff.
so much up.
It's okay.
This is a minor biff, just a little bit.
If you knew how many times things have been spilled in here or dogs have pooped in here.
Don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, the dog did poop in here, but it was on a pee-pee pad. So
Yeah. She's a good
that
one.
means that she was doing the right thing.
One of the good ones.
Most of it was on the pee-pee pad.
Most
we wore her out.
Yeah.
She's just
she's
napping
a good
now.
little-
Well, when you get into the pink,
Oh, we had to go back there?
Dog's just smoking
I
a
thought she
cigarette.
was-
I'm in the red now, buddy. I'm empty. The tank
Virginia Slims.
is
That's a weird choice.
Virginia
Because they're
Slims.
more better for fits the dog's size. Virginia Slims. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're thin.
When I was in
I thought the dog played
college,
tennis.
It's the origin of the joke.
when I was in college, I used to buy the little teeny, the like toothpick Virginia
That's-
Slims
yeah.
for like weekends because I knew I was gonna get drunk and smoke too much. So it's like, oh no, it's
This is
less.
half. Yeah.
yeah. I
Did it
don't
work,
think that.
or did you smoke twice as many of the little ones?
I think I smoked the.
She had double. She had two in her.
Tape three of them together.
You ended
Yeah,
up
exactly.
you ended up getting a souvenir ring that you could just like smoke three through them like that.
That would be a good bonus. You send in an X amount of packs of Virginia Slims.
Oh, yeah,
and
get
they
our-
send you
get
a
our
ring.
triple-
Oh, that was like
Get
the
our
Camel
triple
Cash.
ring.
That's what they would get you. That was
Yeah,
the Virginia
Camel Cash.
Virginia Slims Sacagaweas.
oh my god.
They're-
I feel like I've been talking about smoking too much on this podcast.
No,
like
it's
I
okay.
said, I hope my parents don't listen.
It's
Oh,
okay.
gosh.
Sorry.
No,
Look.
this is an anti New Hampshire podcast. I think. It stops at the borderline.
Yeah, I feel like I said very negative things about a lot of things I like.
Oh, no.
New Hampshire, stand-up comedy.
No, well, that's okay. That's just because, you're in a safe space.
You didn't say
Thank
anything
you.
bad
Doesn't
about
mean-
wrestling.
I didn't.
Nothing was
I
bad.
did say some bad things about wrestling fans that they don't fuck. I did say that.
Oh, I missed that, but I would like to stress that
I think you've been motion to
to amplify.
It's when I retired my my Purple Rockers T-shirt with Marty. What's his name?
Janetti.
Marty Jannetty.
Jannetty.
Who was the other rocker?
Oh, damn it!
first fact check of the episode towards the end.
I
I
should
don't know.
know, but
I was super into the Rockers, and I was super into
Valentine's.
the Bushwhackers.
Oh, Bushwhackers.
See, I'm like a new wrestling fan, so I don't know,
I know,
the old stuff that well.
That's
these
all
guys,
I got.
these guys
That's
are
all I
probably
got.
these guys are probably coaches now and managers. You know what I mean? Maybe general managers.
Yeah, or
maybe they own the team.
You probably have. Well, they're probably at Comic-Con. I bet a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
are.
wrestlers are at
They are.
Comic-Con.
They
Yeah,
put-
we've
they
been
put
around
Lou
Mick Foley a couple
they
times.
put Lou
Yeah.
Ferrigno out in the hall.
Oh, It's Shawn Michaels.
Oh my God,
Shawn Michaels is the other rocker?
Oops.
Come on, guys.
That's like
Oopsies.
That's
That was
embarrassing.
real
Let's see a
embarrassing.
current Marty Jannetty picture
Janetti.
and Janetti, and let me tell you this, not aged well.
Not doing great.
God, I bet
Nah,
that
he's
none
doing
of them are
great.
doing great.
A lot of
None
repeated
them are doing
concussions.
He fought Marty Jannetty fought last year this dude Joey Janela, who is from
Marty Jannetty versus Joey Janela.
Jannetty versus Janela. Joey Janela his whole gimmick is that he's like a party time New Jersey piece of trash.
He's
like
Andrew WK.
Kinda,
as
yeah.
a wrestler.
Kinda, yeah. But from New Jersey instead of Michigan.
Okay.
And he got famous because there was a viral video of him getting thrown off a roof in a wrestling match. And so that's what Marty Jannetty's doing now, is fighting that guy.
Okay. Well,
So, you know. But I'm sure he'd
take
be
what you can get.
Wake up. You ready to fight?
I'm sure he'd be very flattered to be probably the only time in history the one rocker that got remembered when people were like, who's the other rocker?
Yeah, it was Marty Jannetty. That's messed up.
Shawn Michaels shakes his fist at the
Sorry,
heavens.
Shawn Michaels. Do you know that Dusty Rhodes did some public service announcements about touching yourself?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Dusty
Jeremy,
Rhodes.
final
In
fight check.
favor or
Final
against?
fact
No, and
check.
against it. It's like
In
don't
favor?
be. It's like
Hey kids, it's okay to touch yourself.
We
No,
recorded.
it's
we
not.
recorded
It's
one of
not.
each, and
It's
then
not.
we played them, and so with the
It's
audience
worst.
reaction.
It's Dusty Rhodes being like, "Don't be a dingy and play with your weenie," or "Don't be a weenie and play with your dingy," or something like that.
Peeny. He said peeny.
No. You'll definitely find it. It's a picture of him in the Randy Rhodes.
Oh, no.
Randy Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes, Randy Rhodes with a guitar. Like, no. You got.
Did you guys ever have to do any of those when you were little children on Nickelodeon?
I was the.
He was the voice of hepatitis C.
What?
I was the CDC spokesman for hepatitis B, not C.
Sorry.
For it. You were for it.
I was for it.
We debated.
I went to a bunch of like, inner city schools across the country and said, "Tell your parents to vaccinate you if you haven't."
Aw.
That's basically what
You
I
did a lot of good.
I tried to.
To bring it full circle, you guys did a lot of good for redheads and you did a lot of good for hepatitis B.
What should we call those? Yellow eyes. Because of jaundice.
Redheads and yellow eyes.
Billy Rubin,
Because of-
the Billy Rubin crew.
Did you find it?
Do
I
it.
didn't find it.
It's not. It's a picture. It's just a picture.
Oh, it's a photo.
Oh, well, I was looking under videos.
That'll
Just like
work.
a poster of like,
It is.
Don't
It's just.
touch
It's
yourself.
Well,
him-
yeah,
it's-
now we're
it's
going to have
him
to do a lot of
yeah.
work, like context and stuff.
No,
No, I
there's
wanted
no
him to say the words
No,
to
no,
why?
me.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why he was. Why he was
Why is he
supportive
against
of.
it?
I'm like, come on, man. Look at you. You're Dusty Rhodes. You know how much time you spent with yourself? I bet a lot. I bet a lot.
Wow.
And I
Another
don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like,
Just in general.
another Austin
is he
person.
from, is
yeah.
Dusty Rhodes from
Yeah,
Austin?
yeah. Gold Dust, his son, who is also a wrestler, was in a movie with a friend of mine. Lives in Austin still.
Gold Dust.
Austin family. Yeah.
Gold Dust.
Yeah, he's
Great name for Dusty Rhodes' son.
Dust. His name is Dustin Rhodes. Gold Dust.
Should we FaceTime with the kid or no?
What? No.
Okay.
Just hold on a minute.
All right. Yeah.
Gerard.
I don't know if you want. Yeah.
Queso Morona.
Queso Morona.
Gerard quotes Queso.
He's the
Morona.
junior vice president of NoChase.com. Our queso concern. Thanks, Kath Barbadoro.
Yeah.
You've been like
what
a
kind of-
wonderful and
This is
knowledgeable
super
guest.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was so much fun.
We are sorry that we're no longer cute. Like we were. Like
You're adorable.
like we were when you were kids.
You're both adorable.
That's why we brought the puppy in.
But yes, we attempted
Offset
to
the,
distract you with a puppy.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
what kind of plugs do you have? Twitter or upcoming shows?
Yeah.
and stuff?
When's this coming out?
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I'll just plug my podcast then. Like I said, I have a million podcasts. I have one called What a Time to Be Alive, which is a topical sort of, I don't want to say it's a news podcast because all of our news is like an animal got loose somewhere weird, or like a man stole a bunch of pepperoni, like just weird news stories. It's very fun. That's with comedians Eli Uden and Patrick Monahan. We have a very good time. And my other podcasts are WrestleSplania, as I said, which is a podcast where I explain wrestling to a new fan, my friend Rachel Millman. It's very fun. And my final podcast is called Lie, Cheat, and Steal. That's with my friend Pat Sorois, who is also a very funny comedian. And it is about stories of liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters, con jobs, that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, Yeah. So
I don't want to interrupt your Twitter plugs, or your whatever you're plugging next, but I do have to say there was a board game from the 50s called Lie, Cheat, or Steal. Lie, Cheat, or Steal.
yeah.
Yeah, you should check
We
that
should
out.
play
I
it.
choose Steel.
Yeah, you can get them on eBay for super cheap. But
Yeah,
you have
Steel's
to
probably the best option, right?
fuck over everybody.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, and I'm Kath Barbadoro on Twitter. BARBADORO. Cool.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Hey, before we just got to wrap this whole Randy, God,
Dusty
Randy
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Dusty. I got Ozzy Osbourne on the brain, obviously. In the 80s, WWF did a campaign about masturbation.
Oh my God.
Dusty Rhodes says, "Don't be silly. Don't play with your willy."
No.
Hulk Hogan says, "Be a champ, not a chump. Leave that bone alone." Wow. Yeah.
And Andre the Giant said, "No toca."
Please, somebody
Who's this?
kill me.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, right?
I think so,
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan says, "Unless you're peeing or washing, don't touch that junk, tough guy." Jake the Snake Roberts. The only snake I mess with is Damien. Stop wanking.
That is absolutely not
And
true.
then,
That
and
one's
then
from England.
the lovely Miss Elizabeth says,
Rest in peace.
"Keep it clean. Don't flick that bean."
what?
I swear to God.
These
you
are
can-
not
These are
real.
real. Yes, they are.
We'll
These
post
are real.
those to the.
These
to
are
the
real. In the
episode.
80s, this
No,
is
they are
something
not.
that happened.
No, they
yes,
are not.
Yes, they
No,
are.
they are not.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely
For the
not
listener,
real.
you know this is a lie. You know Danny's a dirty damn liar, and
Not true.
we
Believe
love
what you will.
Speaking of Danny, you
not fake
can
news.
find him at @DTamborelli or at Danny Tamborelli on Instagram. To his right, Michael C. Morona, and you can find him at Michael C. Morona. I'm at Remy Bale, and you can find me at another podcast called Fresh Beef. Check that out, and check us out on everybody on the Last Podcast Network. They're lovely
We're
people.
now on the last podcast.
The Last Podcast
Yeah.
Network.
Also, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Danny
Danny and Mike with the N
With the N
spelled
spelled out.
out.
Isn't that the dumbest thing ever? You don't need to say
You're right,
"and"
Danny.
spelled out because it's "and."
It's
I mean,
You don't say Danny ampersand Mike.
yeah.
But we
Also,
know-
you can't
It's
put
actually-
ampersand in a.
She gets it. She gets
Yeah.
the web.
I know, but that's
My
why you
web,
don't have to
my
say.
web guru.
That's why you don't have to say with the "and" spelled out.
It's catchy though. Danny and Mike with the and spelled
exactly.
out.
Exactly.
I like
All right,
it.
before we go, I just want to do this. Oh, it's Love in the Club.
Oh shit!
Let's hear it.
I'm not gonna sing the whole thing.
Mike will.
Mike will. People get so hyped.
I
It's
do,
so
I
fun.
do get hyped.
It's a beautiful song.
You know what it was? It was a bonding time. When it was out playing on the radio, I used to have a commute in the car and would sing it with my buddy.
Yeah. Take you out and do you right, do you right. It's
Oh,
so
you got
good.
words?
Come here, baby,
you do
and
the
let
words.
daddy show you what it feel like.
It's an instrumental.
Wow. Have you ever seen the video of all of the animatronic animals
Oh, yeah.
from? It's
Chuck E.
not Chuck E.
Cheese.
Cheese. It's like the knockoff Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like in it's the hillbilly version.
And they do this song.
Yeah, and Young Jeezy is a puppet on one of the animatronic. God, it's so good.
Kat, thank you so much.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, Love in the Club.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cool, guys. Bye.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balin. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.